last week. I'll explain that and what happened and stuff like that. If you want to give me a call, all you got to do is dial 877 2072276. Hey, I'm going to catch you up on some stuff. Today is the 24th of April, 2023. Hey, I changed some graphics on Facebook pages, Matzlick Live, Is Roman Catholicism True? Is Universalism True? Uh, you can check out those Facebook pages. I'm using artificial intelligence graphics generation. Go in there, check it out, see what you think. And just for kicks, I went in and prompted it to design a living room. And man, it's like a magazine. These things are incredible. All right, so what happened last week? I'll tell you why I wasn't on the air live. My, you guys know out there, my wife has a lot of medical issues. It runs in the family, and her brothers. She has four brothers, and two of them have already passed away from this condition that she has, that they all have. And so her oldest brother, Ken, his ascending and descending aorta is dissected, and this is the kind of thing that'll kill you. And so I actually talked to him on Monday morning and said, dude, you got to get in, man. Your speech is slurred and you're not thinking clearly. And I could tell, and he goes, okay. Others have been prompting him. He finally called and his neighbor took him to ER and they operated that evening. This is how serious it was. And the operation went from 8 to 10 hours. They has a zipper from upper part of his chest down to his belly button area, and they opened him up completely. And they had to fix that the aortic system. And he's healing up, and he's healing up really well. So we had to take an emergency flight down there on Monday and do the whole everything. And my wife, she can't really pull luggage because of her condition, and she has to walk slowly. So basically, I'm a pack mule. I got a picture of me in an elevator, loaded to the gills with stuff, and getting around. So, that's how it was. And we flew back yesterday. I can't remember. Saturday. Yeah, we flew back Saturday. And so there you go. We flew back Saturday, and brother-in-law is doing fine. I want to thank all of you for the prayers that you offered him. He's not a believer, and I told him. I said, look, I said, you've had a couple, three of these instances, and I said, you've got to wise up. I said, eternity's a long time. You could take your last breath one day. Then what? And he mocks the Jesus thing. And so you'd think that something like this would wake someone up when you have all this stuff going on. And he woke up and he said that he was surprised he was alive. That's how serious everything was. And to add things on, his wife has Huntington's disease, and it's pretty advanced. And the result of it is that she can only utter a few words, and they're muffled. They're not very clear, and she doesn't walk very well. She can go up and down stairs on her own, but it takes a while, and she has to take one step, and then condition herself or get ready, and this kind of a thing. And so we had to take care of her too. Not complaining. It's just this is the situation, and neither one of them, as far as I know, love the Lord and are Christians. So hey, I'm just going to ask all of you to pray, and get this. So during the week, I went down there to the cafeteria and just grab a salad. And so I grabbed a salad and I looked in the cafeteria area and there was no place to sit. All the places were taken. And there was this one woman at a table. And this table was big enough for six people. She was just sitting on one side of it by herself. And, people would do that. They just say, hey, mind if I sit here? And, I could tell that's what they were doing because there's a lot of people there. And I asked, and she said, "Yeah, sure." And I saw that she's reading a Bible, and I looked at it, and it was I thought it was Chinese, turned out to be Korean. We ended up talking, and then her husband showed up about 10 or 15 minutes later, and her name is Catherine, and so you can remember her in prayer. His mother has bad Alzheimer's. And so they're Christians, and let's just say I did an impromptu counseling session with them right there. It took a bit for them to open up, but once they found out what I did and et cetera, and, you know, uh, and I just ministered to them by God's grace. It was one of those God ordained things, and they were so appreciative. And I was able to connect with them because I can't tell you details, but I was able to connect with them and relate to them in some areas and just focus on the things of God. And we exchanged phone numbers for text, and she was extremely appreciative and said it was a God thing, and it really ministered to them and helped them a great deal. So praise God. When you guys pray, the doors open up, not only in the direction that we want, but also in other areas as well. And I just want to thank you again. Seriously, thank you for the prayers. I was out all last week. We had rerun shows, and that's just how it was. Emergency to get out, and it's going to happen again because this condition that my wife and her family has is very serious. All right, here's another something, and I want you to give me a call, 877-207-2276. Tell me what you think of the graphics on the Facebook pages I've mentioned, the new graphics and stuff, playing with stuff with AI. Okay, now there's a movie out that I recommend you go see called Nefarious. I've seen it 3 times already, and it's not that great. Don't expect that great a movie, but I love the premise and I love the theology that was buried in it. And this is why I've seen it 3 times. And it's about written by a Christian, and it's, in my opinion, the best Christian movie ever done. It's in the genre of C.S. Lewis movie, book of the Screwtape Letters. And I'm not going to give anything away, but the premise is a psychiatrist needs to go into prison to interview a man who says he's demon possessed, and the psychiatrist needs to determine whether or not he's going to be uh, uh, diagnosed as insane or not, so that the execution can go forward or not. And the man who claims to be demon possessed says by the time this guy leaves, the psychiatrist leaves, he will have committed 3 murders. And it's interesting. So what happens is the individual starts talking theology from a demonic perspective. Now, it's not teaching demonic stuff.